Ladies and gentlemen, back at it today. We are in Woodridge, of all places. We are changing the front brake pads and rotors on this Subaru Liberty. We were supposed to do the rear brake pads and rotors. Unfortunately, the customer didn't have them. And the note, they are supplying everything for this job. So let's go and install these front pads and rotors. So that's the car in question. It's been sitting for ages, probably about 8 months. And the rear pads, from what I can tell, are down to metal on metal. Again, we're not changing that one today. The car won't be moved until she supplies the actual brake pads, but the fronts are really low as well. Well, not really low, but their rotors are just all corroded. When it gets to this kind of corrosion, the pads themselves have a hard time cleaning the rotors off, and you end up damaging the pads along the way. Not the worst I've seen, but the rears are way worse. This is the rear. As you can see, there's quite a bit of build-up. I'll record the rears in a different video, but as of now, we're going to be doing this front brake pad and rotor replacement for this Subaru Liberty Legacy 2015 model. So we've just removed the wheel, we're having a look at everything here. She's been sitting for a while. I imagine this rotor is going to take a few hits from the mallet to get it off. As you can see, this is the rotor. So I'm talking about the face of the hub. Probably going to hold this rotor on. As mentioned, the customer's supplying all the parts. They're actually supplying a really good brand, DBA. I like this brand. It's providing a T2 rotor. As you can see, it's all slotted there. Geo matte finish, high carbon steel. Very good quality. Paired with a really good set of Bendix brake pads. So let's do it. So I'm going to remove this brake line mounting bracket here. Because of the work site, just chuck the bolts somewhere where you can actually manage them. Subis, I really like working on them because they're actually pretty straightforward. Not too difficult, not too much drama. Normally work very well. Just remove these two caliper bolts. Pull the caliper towards you a bit, makes it easier to take off. As you can see, the pads, not a bad time to change them. They've got a little bit of life left on them, but definitely worth getting in there and getting it done. So we've got this caliper here. What's cool about these Subis are they have a 2-pot caliper, so they do pull up pretty well, and with that DBA stuff and Bendix stuff, it's going to pull up extremely well. So now we have to compress these back into the brake caliper. There are many ways to do this. This is the way I'm going to do it. As you guys know, I sell this tool here. It's my own personal brand brake ratcheting tool. You just simply drop it in here and just start cranking it away. This is the easiest way to do it. This is the fastest way to do it. No mucking around, no drama, nothing like this. Both pistons go back in evenly. If you actually want one of these, there'll be a link where you can click on the screen in the description or somewhere around here. But if you want one of these, I personally sell them, drop them off to the Australia Post Office, and we'll send them to you. There ain't many left, so get in quick. Like I mentioned, I use these for every job, so don't take my word for it. Grab one, have a go. If you don't like it, send it back. I'll give you a full refund, 14 days. I promise you that. Anyway, when you've done that, put it in reverse, pull it out. As you can see, the pistons are all the way back in, ready to go, no dramas. When you do that, make sure to take the brake reservoir cap off, because if you don't and the fluid goes up, well, it has nowhere to go and you can damage some seals and stuff in the master and whatnot. But anyway, that's done. We'll give this a clean. Simply just remove these brake pads. Again, not the worst, but definitely a good time to do it. There is an inside and an outside pad. Don't mess that up when you install them. From there, remove the brake caliper mounting bracket. It'll be two 17mm bolts. See all this dirt, grit, grime, excess brake dust? That needs to be cleaned. Just get yourself this, scrape it down, clean it, pull this guide off, and then clean under there too. Okay, great. So about to rip this one off. From there, should be good to go. You made a good choice grabbing those DBA rotors and Bendix pads. Yeah, the pads, I have a bunch of photos I'm going to send you, but pads are low. Not too bad, but definitely a good time to change them. No worries, have a good afternoon. So as you can tell, kind of the before and after. This just really helps the longevity of the pads. Stops any sticking, uneven brake pad wear, squeaking sounds, this, that, the other. From there, we're going to pull these slide pins out. They need to be re-greased. Chuck a small bit of Bendix brake grease on it. Generous coating, but not go crazy. Chuck it back in. These were not seized up or anything, so I don't expect there to be any dramas in the future with them. Obviously, that needs to be cleaned. Make sure it moves freely, no air in it, this, that, the other. And by air in it, I mean if this doesn't go all the way in and out nice and freely and it's popping itself out, there's sometimes air gets trapped in here, so make sure to get that out. So now we need to remove this rotor. There's a little hole here you can put a screw in. I'm going to give it a whack first with a mallet. If it comes off easy enough, cool. If not, well, I'll chuck a screw in it. Alright, so you saw me hit it with a mallet. The reason you don't continue to smash the absolute shit out of it is because you're gonna damage the wheel bearing. It sounds a bit crazy, but you're whacking the shit out of it. And I've seen before, don't ask me how I know, but hit too hard too many times, you will damage that wheel bearing. So use a rubber mallet. It's not very heavy. If it doesn't come off there, obviously you can spray some Minox around everything, but we're gonna do this as well, just to save us wheel bearing damage. There are 2 screw holes. We're just going to be using one this time. Chuck the correct thread pitch screw in there. And then send it worthy. You heard it now, we can remove it. There's the old rotor. As you saw how stuck it was on the actual hub, we have to clean this hub off really well so the new rotor fits flush, so we don't have any issues in the future with shaking, rattling, you know the story. Alright, so as you see, just clean that up a bit. What we're also going to do is just hit this backing plate a little bit, because doing that gets rid of some more brake dust, which means the new brake dust has somewhere to go. From there, spray this hub down. One last little wipe. Last little thing we're going to do on this hub, I'm going to throw a little bit of anti-seize on it. In this case, the brush is snapped, so I'm just going to get my finger, just rub it over it. Don't go crazy, don't put like shitloads where when the wheel spins it's going to fly off. Just enough so in the future you don't have any of this drama. Wash your hands with a little bit of brake clean when you've done that. Boom, boom, boom. Make sure the gloves are nice and clean. Now the important part, we're chucking this rotor on. Spray it down and then wipe it. Just obviously try not to put any debris, excess grease, grime, all this kind of stuff on it. So try to grab it from where the hub will mount to it. See how easily that goes on and see how it can come off easy. That's what we want. Chuck a lug nut on it. So reinstallation is a lot easier. We don't have to muck around. And now we just chuck everything back together. This is the benefit of having everything cleaned and organized, so you don't have to muck around cleaning things up, compressing things up later. Everything just flies back together now. So, as usual, we're going to chuck a small amount of grease on the back of it. Smear it on like so. Bendix parts, grease, not sponsored, nothing like this. This is just the stuff I use and I've had really good success. All right, now that the back one's in, you see this little clip here. That is a special orientation it has to go on. So it's got to go like so. The spring sits here and it pushes against this little backing plate on the little retaining clips for the brake pads. Make sure it moves freely and chuck the caliper back on. Alright, that looks a lot better, and I imagine it's going to feel a hell of a lot better. Now, as I mentioned, this is probably going to be part 1 of a 2 series because I have to come back because the customer thought they had the right parts, but they didn't actually have the rear pads and rotors at all. So there's no way I'm taking this for a test drive until I get that stuff. These things happen and that's totally fine. At the end of the day, it's just coming back, throwing them on. Anyway, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, check out the other stuff. Hit any links down below if you want to grab that tool I have. If you want to get in contact with me, hit up this Facebook page here and I will sort you out, Brisbane, Gold Coast, Ipswich area. And other than that, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in part 2. Peace.